Today I'm going to teach you guys on the absolute fastest method on how to get dark matter. I'm sure you guys can take my word for it. I got it while also clocking all of these hours in, and also on top of that, I've gotten Orion and Interstellar, so I have some experience in photography. I've been doing this since Black 3. So. The first thing I want to talk about is the order and how you're going to do it. Obviously, headshots are going to be the thing you're going to be doing the most, but you want to start on your secondaries. You want to get all of your pistols and launchers just completely done with, out of the way. You want them done. And then you want to move on to melee weapons even after that. You don't want to touch a single primary until every single secondary weapon is entirely finished. But also on top of that, instead of just going for gold for every weapon, you're going to have to get diamond. So continuing on with the order of operations, you want to get diamond for every single weapon. You don't want to get gold for every weapon first and then go into diamond. You can just get diamond for the class. So the way I have this set up is I have my 2 launchers right here. So what I would do is just go in game and then get all the challenges for those ones done, all the kills, all the direct impacts, and all the score streaks. Those ones you don't necessarily need to have like UAVs and stuff like that. Like you can just get same turrets or regular turrets or even RCXDs, the easiest I found. So just a quick way to get that out of the way. You want to get launchers done first, but you want to get them entirely diamond. Speaking of the gold challenge, the easiest way that I found to get these ones, because it's just score streak or vehicles, just get those RCXDs or turrets or same turrets. You don't need to get UAVs or counter UAVs. You can if you're able to get them done, but it's super hard to master and get down and really annoying whenever you can't get it. So once you're done with that, then we have our pistols all set up aligned right here as well too. Hopefully you guys already have all your launcher challenges done by the time you're seeing this video. If not, just make sure you're always in hardcore mode. Unless you're like doing the pistol challenges, which is next, there are some point blanks in there, and that is really good to do inside of core. So other than that, you want to be playing hardcore for almost every single thing except for snipers, melee weapons, and obviously those point blank challenges. Also, the best possible way that I found to do things was in hardcore 24/7 specifically. So I would take off all of these and just have it so it's hardcore Nuketown 24/7 and be loading into a match. Except for melee weapons, I actually found that core, whenever you go to the hard or just the regular core face-off mosh pit, it was pretty good, and hardcore face-off mosh pit was decent for bats. It was decent for bats. It just depends. I honestly like the right click better using the bat, using it in core, so that I can just keep the same mentality and stay this, like, have the same gameplay I had with the original knife and how I normally made it. Obviously, the animation is not that fun, but you're gonna have to do it, you know. So. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the primaries. You don't want to do a single primary weapon until you've completed every single diamond challenge for every single secondary and melee weapon, okay? So once you get onto the primaries, you actually don't want to touch a single AR or SMG because those are going to give you the most score per minute. You want to save those for the very end. And the reason I say this is because while you're going to be doing like your marksman rifles over here, the best absolute method I found to do was just to tank my KD, tank all of my score per minute and get into bad lobbies and just absolutely line up headshots. Like, you can risk like 5 or 10 games because of this game's matchmaking system. It only records your last 10 games for your MMR. So if you just tank like 5 games, not do that good score per minute, you're going to be in a lot worse lobbies. And so then you'd be able to line up a lot more headshots easier and get them done a lot more efficiently. And you don't want to be going crazy and just playing normally and just, oh, I'll get the headshots eventually while I'm playing. You want to be lining them up and going for them every second to be the absolute fastest. You want absolutely every single kill to be a headshot almost. Another little tip I want to add on about the primaries is this scope right here, the Kepler red dot. This is a main one I was running over the Kepler micro reflex. Just because I had a lot more precision during it, I felt a lot more accurate, especially going for the head. So if you're just aiming for headshots entirely, this one was a little bit better. And of course, whenever I unlocked the micro, I used it for certain weapons, but there were still times where I went back to the red dot just because I felt like the precision was a lot better. It was a little bit more zoomed in, and the scope entirely, like the crosshair on the scope was just a lot better for me because it is the same one that I use as my mouse cursor. But yeah, whatever feels more comfortable for you guys. And then I actually heard a lot of complaints about the snipers from a lot of other people, like on Twitter, whenever they're trying to do the challenges and stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of weapon sway. So just make sure you guys are completely ADS before you peek. Like, you want to be ADSing as you're turning that corner. You don't want to turn the corner and then ADS, and you don't want to hard scope. Please don't hard scope. But yeah, like Nuketown 24/7 was really great for me because there was just certain lines of sight that were just perfect, and I would just aim in, check it real quick, and then leave, and then go to another spot, just another line of sight. And it was just really easy to get those headshots whenever I was already ADS because of how slow and inaccurate the ADS is. So at this point, you should be approaching up on Dark Spine. Everything else should be pretty straightforward and just a little time consuming. But once you get really close to Dark Spine, you do not want to prestige. You want to make sure you have all those weapons accessible to you at any point in time. So once you go through all the weapons, you don't necessarily have to start with the launchers. I tried starting with the launchers, had them as my secondary for every other weapon I was completing, and still was not able to get them done by the time I was done with every single other Dark Spine in the game. So the biggest tip I have for the launchers Dark Spine challenges were to get into the higher lobbies so that the other team also has a high score per minute and that they're pulling a lot of streaks. Once you realize the competition in the game is a lot better, you're going to want to start slowing down a little bit and allowing them to get streaks on you. You want to allow them to pull them on you, but you need to be back into the higher lobbies to be able to do this. You want a higher MMR, higher score per minute. You want all of this. Thankfully, if you're like me and we're able to get somebody to entirely help you while you're on there, I'm going to link your YouTube and channel. You were an absolute blessing. I was able to get the HE1 done in one game because of this man. Absolute blessing. Hopefully you guys can get lucky like me with this. If not, you're just gonna have to grind it out.
Dude, that dude's a
but it wasn't too difficult. All you have to really do is try to get those SAM turrets, those regular turrets, and make sure you have the counter UAVs down. Once you obviously the UAVs are a lot harder, but once you have the counter UAVs down to a T, it's a lot easier to just shoot one shot up there, get it done with, and then go for the next streak. You know? So with that, you guys should be approaching Dark Matter. If not, it's already in your hands. I hope this helps you guys a lot, especially just those people that were stuck on a certain part of the process of Dark Matter, and this was able to just get them over that hill that they needed. And there's that final stretch now. But regardless, I know how hard it is and difficult it is to be working a job and keep up with the progression and just other people in the game too, you know. So hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be streaming over at twitch.tv/Clashy almost every single night, playing SND, just sniping on there. So if you guys want to check out some cool sniping clips, then hit me up, bro. Thank you guys.